Was a hot afternoon. I was sitting down on the couch alone. My husband wasn't around. He had gone to work and my children had gone to school. I was eating some fruit, slicing and licking each one slowly. I had just finished talking with Mama. It was the longest conversation we had ever had. Before the call ended, she told me Neka was coming over to stay in my house. I was so happy and excited. I loved my twin sister so much that I could do anything for her. Growing up, we had the best of times. People admired our relationship and even wished they had what we had. Ne baby, that is what I used to call her, my identical twin sister. I remember how we used to cause trouble and no one could ever tell which of us did any of it. I sat there laughing on the couch as the memories came flooding back when I heard a knock at the door. I quickly rushed to open it. There she was, my beautiful sister, standing with her boss. "Ne baby," I called happily. "Nena the door," she replied, hugging me tightly. "When will you ever stop calling me that?" I playfully hit her on the head. "Never," she laughed. We sat on the couch, getting comfortable and too excited. "I missed you so much," I said and hugged her again. "I miss you too, my darling," she smiled. After the excitement settled, we started talking about a lot of things. She told me how hard life has been for her ever since she lost her last job. I felt really bad and assured her that everything will be okay. "Now you dey enjoy now. See your big house, two children, fine husband. See how you are just relaxing and eating fruit with no stress," she joked. "Abeg ye," I laughed, waving her off. Just then, my husband Dele walked in. I stood up quickly, hugged and kissed him happily. "Ah, Nneka, you are finally here," he said, noticing my sister. Nneka stood up immediately, adjusting her dress, and gave him a smile that I have never seen her give anyone before. It surprised me, but I chose to ignore it. As days passed, I realized Nneka was going to stay until she got a job, but slowly she started behaving in a strange way, acting like someone I didn't know. She started picking up unnecessary fights over things that didn't even matter. There was a day my son David mistakenly poured water on her. She used a mop stick to beat him. I was angry and warned her never to lay hands on my child like that again. Dele also started complaining about her behavior. He said she was disrespectful and even made indirect sexual advances towards him. But I didn't believe him. I kept defending my sister. "She can never do that," I said. "You must have misunderstood her." Deep down, I felt she was going through a tough time. Maybe she was depressed or sad about how life was going. I tried to overlook and not judge her. Then one day, she called me to the sitting room and offered me a glass of wine. She had tears in her eyes. She apologized for everything. For the fight, the rude behavior, and the stress she had caused me. She said it was all because of what she was going through. I felt sad and guilty. My sister was hurting and I couldn't even help her. But at the same time, I was happy to have my old Nneka back. We hugged and celebrated our reunion with wine. "I'm so happy we are back. I missed you, silly girl," I said. "I missed you too, Nena the doll," she replied. "Stop calling me that," I glared, but she laughed harder. "Never," she said. "Drink up," she urged me to. I smiled and nodded and drank the wine all at once. As I was about to pick the second glass, I felt something strange in my stomach. A sharp pain hit me suddenly. I tried to stand, but I couldn't. "Ah, my tummy is paining me," I groaned, holding my stomach. "Nina, what's wrong with you?" Nneka asked. "My tummy," I managed to say as I fell to the floor. I started coughing and vomiting blood. I stretched out my hand for her to help, but all she did was fold her arms and stare at me, then gave her a big creepy smile, a kind of smile I had never seen on her face before. And before I could understand what was happening, I felt something sharp inside my stomach. It was a knife. I screamed and cried, my eyes widening in shock. Nneka was holding the knife. She stood over me, staring, smiling wickedly. Like a stranger, tears rolled down my eyes as I struggled to breathe. Nneka stood with an evil and proud smile, as she watched her twin sister struggle to stay alive. You always think the world revolves around you. How can you be living happily while I'm here, suffering every day? She said coldly. Aren't we twins? Identical twins. Then why are our lives so different? She knelt beside Nena, slowly dragging the blood-stained knife from Nena's face down to her throat. Gah! Nena groaned, weakly. Her voice cracked as tears rolled down her eyes. But Nneka just smiled again. Don't worry, baby. I understand what you're trying to say. I will take care of your kids for you, she said casually. And oh, your husband too, she added with a twisted grin. That was the last thing Nena heard before her body finally gave up. She took her last breath right there on the cold, bloody floor. Finally, Nneka whispered with a smile. She quickly checked her wristwatch and realized that Dele and the kids would be back any moment. Without wasting time, she jumped into action. She took off her clothes, rushed to Nena's wardrobe, and changed into one of her sister's outfits. Then she undressed Nena's lifeless body and dressed her up in clothes she had just removed. After switching their clothes, she carried her own blood-stained dress at the backyard and set it on fire. A few minutes later, Dele and the kids arrived. When they walked into the horrific scene, Nneka was on her knees beside Nena's body crying loudly. Blood of Jesus, what happened here, honey? Dele called out in shock. Nneka turned to him immediately, pretending to be Nena with tears streaming down her face. Honey, you are finally back, she cried, rushing into his arm. Dele looked confused and terrified. Wait, don't tell me. Jesus Christ, did your sister kill herself? Yes, so she did. Nneka cried even louder. I was in the bathroom taking a bath. When I came out, I met her lying here with a knife in her hand. Honey, she killed herself. My twin sister killed herself. Ah, God. Dele hugged her tightly, still shaking. Shh, it's okay, babe. But why would she do something like that? I don't know, she sniffed, but she left it later. She picked up a folded piece of paper and handed it to him. She said she was tired of life, that no matter what she tried, nothing ever worked for her. So she decided to take her own life, so she wouldn't be a burden to us. She even apologized for all the troubles she had caused. Dele read the letter in silence, his eyes heavy with disbelief. I didn't ask for her apology. What am I going to do with it? She cried. I just want my sister back. He pulled her into another hug. As he wept harder, the kids were crying too, terrified by the sight of the dead body. Who died, please? I hope it's not my mommy. Little David asked, crying. No, baby. Mommy is here, Nneka said, rushing to hug him. News spread like wildfire that Nneka was dead, but the person actually gone was Nena. When the news reached Mama, it hit her so hard that her mental health started to decline. Chimo, not my child oh, she wailed. When she was handed the letter, she sobbed even more. This is really my child's handwriting, Nneka. Why? She cried. The whole village mourned. People came from far and wide to comfort the family. Dele's household was filled with grief, especially his wife who kept crying over her late sister. Finally, it was time for Nena's cremation. The compound was filled with villagers, friends, well-wishers and families, all dressed in black and gathered around the coffin. Dele and his family arrived in their car. Nneka looked tattered. She wore dark shades and tied a scarf around her head to make her grief look more real. As soon as she saw the crowd and the coffin, she broke down dramatically. She ran towards the coffin and fell to her knees wailing, Nneka, why? Why did you leave me alone in this wicked world? What am I supposed to do now without you? You should have talked to me. I wanted to help you, but you left just like that. Chimo, her cries touched everyone there. Some villagers rushed to hold her and comfort her. Mama wasn't left out. She hugged her daughter and tried to console her. Shh, it's okay. May your sister's soul rest in peace, Mama whispered, fighting back her own tears. My beautiful twin sister. I used to call her Nne baby. That is what I always call her, Mama. But now she's gone. Who will I call that name again? The villagers shook their head in sympathy. This death is really affecting me now. I pray she doesn't run mad. This is so painful. I feel so sorry for her. After hearing all this, Nneka, who was pretending to be Nena, stood up and walked over to Dele. Honey, I'll be in the car. I don't think I can take it anymore if I stay here. I might faint when they put her in the ground, she said weakly. Should I come with you? Dele asked concerned. No, 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 no. I'll be fine, she replied and walked away. Daddy, Mommy is so sad, little Danielle said, watching her mother leave. Dele simply rubbed her head and gave a faint silent smile. As soon as Nneka got to the car, her face changed. She took off her sunglasses and smirked. Fools, she muttered, grabbing a small mirror. Hope I haven't gotten wrinkles from all that fake crying, she said, smiling proudly at herself in the mirror. Go to her, Nena the door. I am taking your place, she muttered. Then she let out a wicked witch-like smile that echoed inside the empty car. With time, days passed, and Nena's burial was done. She was properly buried, and no one knew she was truly gone. Nneka and Dele's family returned to the city, and life started afresh for them. Nneka was overjoyed. Now she would be living the life she had always wanted. From the first day she entered Dele's house, she had fallen in love with him. She had always made several advances towards him, but it had been no avail. But now, she had all the freedom in the world to do whatever she wanted. That night, Nneka walked into the bedroom from the bathroom wearing only lingerie. She began sassing towards Dele, who was lying on the bed. Dele's eyes, which was fixed on his laptop, immediately shifted to her. He dropped the laptop and focused on his beautiful wife walking towards him. He was enchanted by her looks. Nneka finally gave a knowing smile. Finally, I have gotten you. She climbed onto Dele's lap and began kissing him all over his face. I missed you, she whispered. I missed you too, baby. Dele replied. Gosh, you have become a whole different person. You look so beautiful tonight. Is there anything we are celebrating? Does there have to be something to celebrate before I dress this way to surprise my husband? She asked. No, of course not. I mean, you've never worn a lingerie before. You look, he paused, drinking her with his eyes. Nneka immediately kissed him again, and he responded by turning her over and kissing her neck, her lips, and every other part of her body. They had sex that night for the first time. The next day, which was Saturday, Nneka was still sleeping on bed. Dele woke her up. Babe, you've been sleeping since. You need to get up and make breakfast. The children haven't eaten yet. She grumbled in her sleep. Stretch and continue sleeping. Babe, did you hear me? Dele asked again. Babe, you are disturbing me. Oh. Just tell them to order something. She mumbled and went back to sleep. But they are your children. How do you expect them to order? Dele asked. Then you do the ordering. You have been disturbing my beautiful sleep, Dele, she said, and covered herself from head to toe with duvet. Dele stood there, confused by her sudden behavior. Being the gentleman he was, he decided to let her be. Maybe she was still tired from the burial, and maybe from everything that happened last night. What else could he do? He didn't know how to cook, so he decided to order food. He ordered pizza for the children. The children had had that for breakfast. Later in the afternoon, Dele received a call from the office asking him to come in. He quickly had his bath, dressed up and kissed everyone goodbye. But before leaving, he told Nneka not to forget to make lunch for the children. When Nneka finally woke up, she walked into the parlor and saw the children watching TV, relaxed and laughing. Good morning, Mommy. Daniel and David greeted her. Instead of replying, she acted cold. What are you both doing here? We are watching TV, Daniel replied with a smile. I know and I can see that. I'm not blind, she hissed and walked into the kitchen. Then returned. You mean to tell me you both didn't wash the plates in the kitchen? Who are you leaving them for? She asked. David and Daniel looked confused. But we've never washed plates before. We've always been the one doing the dishes ever since we were born, David said. Nneka immediately laughed out loud, clapping her hands in the process. I should do guinea. Thunder fire your mouth there. My friend, will you take that your nonsense butt off that cushion and go and wash those plates? Fear gripped the children. They have never seen their mother act that way before. Why are you still standing there? Do you want me to come and grab you? She said. They immediately ran to the kitchen in fear and started washing the plates. Then suddenly, a scream pierced the whole house. Danielle was crying. She had cut herself with a knife and blood was flowing everywhere. Nneka walked into the kitchen and saw what happened. Mommy, Ella cut herself with a knife. The wound is very deep. Please help, little David cried. Nneka only hissed and walked away. Mommy, Ella called, crying. They were terrified by the sight of the blood. David quickly took salt and applied to the wound. Daniel winced and cried all through. Sorry, okay? You'll be fine, David said, hugging her while she sniffed. After the incident, Nneka made food for herself, sat in the parlor and ate while watching TV. The little children came to meet her. What is this time? She asked. We are hungry, Mommy. We haven't eaten lunch yet, David said. My tummy is rumbling, Daniel added. And so? What do you want me to do? Should I turn myself into food for you? Come and eat me then. See me here, eat me, she said. Ndiala, she cursed and continued eating. Just then, she heard footsteps and the door opening. Immediately, she put up a hat and began acting all sweet. Oh, my babies, what did you say again? You don't want to eat? You must eat, oh, okay? Don't make me get worried, please. Come sit down. And they all sat down, giving them food. Then pretending to just notice Daily walking. Oh, honey, you are back, and went to kiss him. Welcome, baby. She added, Thanks, baby, what happened? I was hearing your voice from the gate, Daily said. My dear, oh, is it not your children? They have refused to eat since you left. I don't know why. I have been forcing them. But they refuse to eat anything, she said. David and Daniel, why are you refusing to eat? Don't stress your mother, okay? Daly said, Welcome, Daddy. Daniel greeted. My darling, he replied and hugged them. His eyes went straight to the finger, and he was shocked to see a deep wound. Honey, what happened to your finger? He asked, worried. Daniel was about to speak when Nneka quickly interrupted. She nervously chuckled. Babe, it's nothing. I don't know what's wrong with them today. She was playing rough with her brother in the kitchen and ended up injuring herself with a knife. I was so scared. These children want to give me hypertension. But thank God I took her to the chemist and they have disinfected her. Dele still looked worried as he examined the wound. Are you sure? This doesn't look like something that was disinfected, he said. Baby, why are you playing roughly? You've never done that before. Don't do that again, okay? He told Daniel. Nneka smiled and gently nudged on the shoulder. Baby, don't worry. She'll be fine. You worry too much, she said. Dele nodded and stood up, following her, leaving the children in the parlor. How was work? She asked, kissing him. It was fine, he replied. On the other hand, the little being exchanged sad glances and sat in silence, as if their tongues were tied by sorrows and their hearts too heavy to speak. Nneka continued to live her life of pretense. Days passed by, time moved on, and seconds tickled away on the clock. One day, while Dele and the children were out, she sat in the living room making calls. She was gisting and laughing with her best friend Sarah. Omo girl, you bad though. You made me really think you died that day. I was crying and rolling on the floor, Sarah said from the other end. You know that was a part of the plan. If I had told you, it wouldn't have worked well, Nneka replied laughing. Sarah laughed too. That's true. So right now you are using her phone and number, right? Yes, nah, I had to. So make sure you save it so that you can always reach me. Done. Already that, Sarah said. But wait, oh. This one that he's not married to you. You are not his wife, oh. You're only pretending to be. Sure you know. I know, but I don't think there's any need for that. He's mine now and mine alone, Nneka said proudly. But he's married to Nena, not you. You need to find a way for him to marry you, so that, God forbid, if anything happens tomorrow, you have something to hold him down with, Sarah said. Nneka's eyes widened immediately. I'm on a true, but you know, it will look suspicious if I ask him to marry me again now, she said. Then do the needful, Sarah said. And immediately Nneka smiled out loudly. They continued chatting, laughing and catching up like old times. That night, Dele was lying on the bed, already dozing off. Neka turned to him and started rubbing his chest gently. Honey, there is something I want to tell you, she said softly. What is it? Dele asked, turning to look at her. Neka sat up and looked into his eyes. Let's get married again, she said. Dele looked confused at first, then burst into laughter. What do you mean by getting married, babe? You are funny, oh. Babe, I'm serious. Let's do it again, she insisted. Dele's face turned serious. Why? Because I want to. I want us to have more memories together. I want to stay happy with you and feel more united, she said, rubbing his arm. But I don't understand. Aren't we happy and united? What more do you want? I know we are, but I just want more. I want to be yours forever. Just like that, she said. Dele sat up, already getting annoyed. Babe, I'm already yours and yours forever. Why are you seeking more assurance? What is this really about? Neka sat up too, now visibly upset. What do you mean by reassurance? Can't I just have another wedding with my husband? Is it a crime? Look at Priscilla Ojo and Juma JP 2025. How many weddings did they do? 10. Why should my own just be one? Oh, so that is what this is all about. You want to copy others, right? I will never waste my money on such rubbish, Dele snapped. So, me wanting to be happy is not rubbish. Okay then, we shall see. I will get you, she said angrily, got up from the bed, flipped her fingers, and walked out. At the old shrine, cowries were scattered all over the floor. Two calabashes stood on the other side, and a red lining was used to decorate the place. Two hefty young men with chalk markings on their faces and leaves in their mouths stood guard at the entrance. In the center sat an old man with a long white beard performing incantation. Neka walked in with anger and bitterness written all over her face. Baba, I greet you, she said. Remove your shoes before entering here, the old man barked. Neka quickly obeyed, took off her shoes and sat down. After a few more chants, the old man turned to her. Why are you here? Neka cleared her throat. Baba, I need your help. I want my late sister's husband to agree to marry me. I want him to say yes to my proposal without asking questions. The old man let out a wicked, hysterical laugh. My daughter, that's a small matter. Don't worry, your problem is solved. Take this, he said, handing her a small bottle filled with a strange-looking substance. Put it in his food. Once he eats it, he will agree to do anything you say. Neka collected it, smiled, paid the old man, and began her journey back home. During lunch, Neka personally cooked the food with all smiles and excitement. She was busy all through in the kitchen, humming to herself as she carefully prepared the food from start to finish. When she was done, she specially dished Dele's own with a unique plate and placed it gently on the dining table. Before doing that, she secretly poured all the contents of the bottle Baba had given her. A strange look crossed her face for a second, but it vanished just as fast. She smiled again and admired her work. Not long after, the front door opened and Dele walked in. Neka quickly rushed up to him with joy on her face and kissed him deeply. Welcome, baby, she said, as she collected his briefcase with both hands. Dele returned the hug and kiss. I have missed you. I know you are tired already. Just go and freshen up, then come downstairs to eat lunch. I made your favorite, she said, kissing him again. Really? Baby, that is why I love you. Come here, Dele replied, pulling her into another warm kiss. They both went upstairs. Neka waited patiently while he freshened up, and afterwards they started walking downstairs together, hand in hand. But just as they reached the dining room, they stopped short, shocked at what happened. The food was scattered all over the floor. The plate had fallen to the side, shattering in pieces. The table was in a mess, and standing in the middle of it all was Daniela and David, facing each other angrily. Neka froze, her face twisted in disbelief and anger. What happened here? She screamed. Daniela stepped forward quickly. Is it not David? I was just walking past on my own, and he started chasing me around the whole house. Then he poured Daddy's food away. Jesus, David jumped in. Mommy, don't mind her. She's lying. She's the one that started chasing me instead. I was just, shut up, both of you, Nneka shouted, cutting him off. She started running her hand through her hair in frustration, staring at the mess in front of her without knowing what to do or say. Her eyes kept going from the food on the floor to the children, to Dele, and back to the food. A mixture of anger, panic, and deep disappointment washed over her face. "Get out here right now," she screamed angrily, her veins popping. Both children immediately ran off. The following day, Nneka stormed back to the old shrine, furious and frustrated. Every time the memory of yesterday's incident flashed in her head, how she had to cook another round of food for Dele and the children, her anger doubled. She walked into Baba's shrine, narrating everything that had happened. The old man let out a loud laugh and shook his head. "You are a careless woman," he told her. Then he handed her another substance. "Be more careful this time." Nneka returned home with a vengeance, determined not to fail again. She put out all her energy into cooking Dele's favorite. Only this time, it was even more delicious. After preparing the meal, she dished out Dele's portion, carefully poured out the entire content Baba gave her, stirred it, and served it on the dining table. When Dele rushed back home from work, Nneka rushed to him with a kiss and smiling. But this time, she didn't let him go upstairs. "Just eat first," she insisted, pulling him gently towards the dining table. "But babe, I need to freshen up first. I smell horrible," Dele said, confused. "Don't worry," she smiled sweetly. "I love how you smell. Just sit and eat." Dele laughed. Okay, okay, okay. If you insist." He sat down and began eating. Nneka watched him closely, a deadly satisfaction growing in her eyes. As he swallowed each morsel, she rubbed his head affectionately. "Is it delicious?" she asked. "Very delicious, babe," Dele said, chewing the egusi soup and akpu, while tearing into the meat. "This is your best yet." Nneka beamed. She couldn't stop smiling. That night, Nneka moved to the next phase of her plan. Dele had already half slept when she turned to him and began running her fingers through his hair. He opened his eyes and smiled. "Babe," he murmured, but Nneka silenced him with a kiss. Climbing onto him, she kissed him slowly, her lips coiled into a wicked smile. Dele was entranced by her touch. "Babe, I want to ask you something," she whispered. "Go ahead. Let's get married again." Dele paused, then looked at her. "Of course, baby. Let's get married. No more arguments." "Are you serious?" Nneka asked with excitement. "Of course I'm serious," he replied, flipping her over and kissing her neck. Nneka burst into loud laughter, completely overjoyed. News of Nnena's second marriage spread like wildfire. Everyone was talking. Why would she want to marry her husband again? Mama called her concerned. "Nnenna, why do you want to marry Dele again?" Nneka sighed. "Mama, it's not a big deal. It's just something couples do for fun." "Mba, so you want your husband to waste money for nothing? When did you start behaving like this?" "Mama, please, spare me. I have not changed. This is called exploration. Trying new things. And besides, Dele is not complaining, so why are you?" Already irritated, she ended the call and walked into her room. June 20th finally came. Nneka walked down the aisle, radiating joy. Dele stood at the altar, watching her. He still didn't understand why he agreed to the wedding again. Maybe she's just too beautiful to resist, he thought, smiling as his bride approached. Like a dream, Nneka and Dele were married. Her happiness knew no bounds. Her dreams had finally come true. Now she will walk with pride as Mrs. Dele. "I told you," her friend Sarah said over the phone later that day. "Look how happy you've been since the wedding." "I know, right?" Nneka giggled and blushed. They gisted for a while before Nneka ended the call and settled in front of the TV. Meanwhile, Daniela and David were running around the house playing. Nneka turned and glared at them. "Hey, hey, hey, come here, both of you," she shouted. The children stopped in fear and ran to her. "So, because school is on holiday, You think it's okay to disturb this whole house with your noise and nonsense? She snapped. The children shook their heads silently. Eyes down. Knee down there. Hands up, she commanded. They dropped to their knees, crying quietly. Ella sniffed. Shut up. You think I've forgotten what we both did that day? Breaking my place and scattering my husband's food. I told you I would deal with you, and today is that day. She folded her legs and turned toward TV. Mommy, please. We are sorry. We won't do it again, David sniffled. If I hear one more sound from your mouth, you will do something worse than kneeling. The children fell silently instantly. You come here, she said, pointing to David. He crawled to her. She made him kneel and bend over. Then she placed her leg on his back like a footstool and continued munching on her popcorn while watching TV. I am the queen of this house. Your father isn't around, so there's definitely no problem, she muttered to herself. Just then, the door opened. Lily walked in and stood in his track, frozen by the sight in front of him. His children were on their knees and looking afraid. Ella's face was streaked with tears. David's lips were quivering, his eyes red, and his wife was sitting right in front of them like a disciplinarian in military barracks, with her legs placed on their backs. Dele froze. What is going on here? He stammered. Immediately, Nneka jumped to her feet and let out a nervous smile. She quickly walked over to kiss him. Honey, you are back. But Dele wasn't buying it. I said, what is going on here? Why are my children kneeling? And you were, what? He stared at her in disbelief. Babe, just go upstairs first. You are tired, Nneka said, reaching for his tie. Don't touch me, Dele jerked back, disgusted. Then he rushed to the kids, pulling them into his arms and hugging them. Baby, are you okay? He asked, wiping Ella's face, then David's. Don't worry, I'm here now. You are fine, he whispered, still holding them close. Then he stood up and turned to Nneka with fire in his eyes. Jesus Christ, how could you? What kind of a mother are you? He snapped. Nneka just stared at him. What do you mean, what kind of a mother? They were being stubborn and I had to punish them. What? That is what you call punishment? Asking them to kneel and placing your leg on top of them. That's not discipline. That's wickedness. Who are you? What have you done to my wife? What do you mean by that? It's still me, Nnenna, your wife, she yelled back. Dele shook his head. No, you are not. The Nnenna I know will never do something so heartless to our own children. That wasn't wickedness. That was training, she fired back. Training my foot. Don't you ever, I repeat, don't you ever treat my children like that again, Dele said, turning to walk upstairs. They are my children too, Dele, and you can't tell me how to train them. She followed him shouting. Dele stopped and turned to face her. You have changed. You really have. Since your sister was buried, I lost my wife. You are not the same person anymore. You act like someone else entirely. What is going on, Nina? What has come over you? Did you lose your senses the same day you lost your sister? Slap! Nneka slapped him. Tears filled her eyes as she stormed upstairs, playing victim. Dele just stood there, stunned. He clenched his jaw, hands running through his head in frustration. Later that night, Nneka was still ignoring Dele. She didn't say a word, just laid back on the bed, crying softly into her pillow, playing victim, trying to blackmail him emotionally with her pretense. And sadly, Dele fell for it. Guilt washed over him. He climbed into the bed, then he touched her arm gently. Babe, I'm sorry, he said in a low voice. Don't touch me, she snapped. He sat up, still touching her. Babe, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said those things earlier. I don't even know what came over me. Nneka wiped her tears. You know how hard it has been for me losing my sister. You know how traumatizing that day was. You know, Dele. She burst into tears again, and Dele immediately pulled her into his arm. I'm so sorry, my love, he whispered, hugging her tightly. Nneka secretly gave out a mischievous smile. Her plan was working. Slowly she stopped crying and let herself relax in his arms. Then he started kissing and tickling her. I'm sorry, my love, he repeated. Nneka let out a little laugh and smiled. She was giving in. Dele held her face and planted soft kisses on her cheek, her neck, her shoulder. Then he stopped. Wait! Something changed in his face. His whole expression froze. Nneka looked at him confused. What did you do? Why did you stop? Dele squinted, staring at her shoulder. His brows drew together. Honey, where is your mole? He asked. The mole? You used to have a mole on your left shoulder. It used to be right here. Where did it go to? She froze. Her breathing changed. Her face went pale. Dele stared at her. His heart started to race. You are not my wife, he said.